as always, thank you for downloading your favorite supplement podcast, SuppTalk Radio, where we allow you to get an inside look into your favorite young and upcoming supplement companies. Before we get underway, I want to give a quick shout out to some of my favorite Instagram people out there. Supplement Snoop, Fit Informant, as well as Supplement Brothers. Definitely give them a look, doing some great things for the industry, and as mentioned, give them a follow on Instagram. As you know, I love talking with young and upcoming companies, and my guest is one of them. We'll talk about his product, we'll talk about the company, his origins, and the overall health of the industry. Allow me to introduce Adam Flesner of Get Strong AF. Adam, welcome to the show.
Great to be here. I appreciate it.
Adam, and again, I appreciate you working with me here. Folks, what you didn't hear off air is I had some big blunders, and maybe I'll save them for an outtake reel. But anyway, Adam, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to speaking with you. So let's start off. Tell me about your background. What got you into the industry?
Yeah, so, I've always lifted weights since I was 15. Got into working out. Girlfriend broke up with me, and I got pissed off and just started doing push-ups. And started drinking some whey protein, and that was the first kind of supplement I got into. It was just whey. And then so from there, went and got my bachelor's degree in exercise and movement science, and kind of furthered my studies at the University of Tampa, getting my master's in exercise and nutrition science. And there I studied a lot of sports nutrition and supplementation. So, I actually have a background in education in this stuff. So I'm not just another business guy trying to make big margins on, selling it. So I actually came out with a really good product that I'm really passionate about. I'm also a CSCS, a personal trainer. I do some online training as well. That's what kind of got me into the industry, was just kind of wanting to come out with a product that's unique, has, all the good pump ingredients, all the good stimulants, and kind of just overall good pre-workout. So. And
Adam, are you from Florida?
No, I'm actually from St. Louis, Missouri.
Wow, so what made you go all the way to Florida? Obviously, besides college, what made you choose that college?
Yeah, so I went down. I wanted to get somewhere warm for my master's degree, just kind of get out of the state. And they actually brought in some professional bodybuilders into the performance lab down there. So I got to do some performance testing on some of the big bodybuilders like Ben Pekulski and some other guys. And then I got to do some performance testing on the Tampa Bay Lightning team at the Amalie Arena. So that was kind of cool. So I was into bodybuilding at the time, so that's what brought me to the University of Tampa, was just the fact that they studied a lot of supplementation, and then brought in some of the big-time bodybuilders that I wanted to meet and get to know more about the science behind all that. So
interesting. So Adam, you and I are very alike, and obviously this is our first true conversation we're having, but I'm a Florida State grad myself, and I have a degree in nutrition and exercise physiology.
Awesome.
So I know we probably did a lot of the same labs, a lot of the same science. I unfortunately didn't have the pleasure of doing any kind of experiments on professional bodybuilders, but I follow Ben Pekulski, and I know he's very big on doing the test with the VO2 max and how muscles work. And I don't know if he's still doing that at all. I know that was big years ago. He was working with someone maybe at University of Tampa or an independent lab.
He was with Dr. Wilson a lot, so he gets a lot of flack in the industry for good reasons, but so I'm not sure if he's still doing it or not either, to be honest.
But but when you look at it from the standpoint, the approach that he was taking it, because again, I think he was probably one of the first people to really truly study the musculature and the way it interacts and everything else. Do you think it was smart, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think he took a good route. I think, he went to the lab and tried to go the science route, which was really unique. He got on Generation Iron, and there's, video of him doing the Wingate bike test. So he definitely took the science route, which was good, which most bodybuilders don't really do. They're kind of, into more of the bro science type stuff. So, yeah, I think he took a good route.
And how did you, to go off on a tangent here, how did you enjoy living in Tampa? Because I lived in Tampa myself for a little bit.
Oh, I loved it. 40 minutes from the beach, St. Pete or Clearwater. The downtown area was a lot of fun. Met some really cool people, got into powerlifting, and I had a blast. I loved it there. I'd probably still be there, but my wife wanted to be by family in St. Louis, so that's what brought me back to St. Louis.
Where in Tampa did you live? I don't know if Dale Mabry. I lived probably a couple of miles down from the stadium.
Yeah, I was right there. I was right on downtown Tampa, and I actually lived in a dorm room by myself on during grad school. So, and then at the end of school, I had to live in a extended stay hotel because they wanted to put me in a room with a freshman in college, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So,
Oh, jeez.
uh,
So let's talk about the company. How long have you guys been in existence?
Yeah, just a few months now. So started it a couple months ago, and then it took a little bit of time. I put out a pre-order type thing, and then we finally got some product in about probably not even a month ago, really. So I've already got a lot of good positive reviews on the site. Everybody seems to love the pre-workout. It's getting a ton of good reviews. I haven't had one negative yet. So it's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot already, and it seems like it's going to take off. So
Nice.
I'm excited about it.
So we'll go into the product in just a minute, if you don't mind. But a question I always ask for the newcomers, and I mean that respectively, to the industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's very shark ridden. So what made you decide to jump into this pool? It's very crazy. It's crazy. We'll leave it at that. What made you decide to jump in?
So I've always been in the fitness industry, and then I actually took a different route. I went into medical sales for a couple of years, and so I was selling DonJoy knee braces, and I actually liked that company a lot. Had a good job, good boss, and everything. And then I got into selling oxygen and CPAP machines, and it was just terrible. I hated everything about it. And finally, I got to the point where I was like, you know what, I really want to get back into the fitness industry. And I just started doing online training, and then I wanted to get into the supplement game. I've always wanted to since grad school. Since I studied all this, I always wanted to put up my own product. So I started to, talk to the manufacturer and get everything getting started and everything. And finally, I just got to the point where I was just really unhappy with the medical sales job, and I just dove right into the supplement game, and then started personal training at a place called the Fitness Edge, where I deal with a lot of high-end clients like CEOs of companies and owners, and so I just kind of dove 100% back into the fitness industry with personal training and the supplement game.
So, Adam, walk us through a little bit, if you don't mind, because this is a little bit of a new route I want to take here. So, you have in your mind you want to make a supplement, okay? Did you already have a manufacturer in mind, or were you interviewing different manufacturers?
Yeah, I went through a couple different ones just to get different quotes and see what the different prices were and all that, and then so I honestly had no idea what I was doing as far as that goes. So I had to kind of do my own research and figure it out as I went, which I've kind of been doing a lot, learning as I go, to be honest. So it's been a lot of fun.
So was it predominantly a price thing, which is important, or were there other factors when you finally decided on who was going to manufacture for you?
Yeah, price was good, and then also, I wanted to make sure they were a facility that's tested by the FDA,
so CGMP,
so that I don't. Yeah, that too, and I just wanted to make sure I got with a good manufacturer that's established, and not some smaller one that's going to let me put an ingredient in there that's going to get me into trouble. So.
Gotcha. So now, when you're thinking of this, did you know right out of the bat you wanted a pre-workout, or were you kind of thinking about what you wanted to release?
Yeah, I kind of knew I wanted a pre-workout right away, just because I think it's something that you can make unique, and it's not just like whey protein. It's whey protein is whey protein.
Yep.
You can kind of make different ingredients to make it unique. So yeah, I originally knew that I wanted to make a pre-workout.
So let's talk about the formula a little bit. I mean, I'd love to kind of, maybe if you want to go over it with me, and we can talk about dosages, and maybe, because there's a couple of things, some really cool things, obviously, and some other things that I want to talk about, but maybe if you want to go down some of the ingredients and we can kind of ping pong back and forth.
Yeah, sure.
So obviously you have choline in here at 500 milligrams. You've got sodium chloride at 200 milligrams, and you've got a great dose of L-citrulline at 6,000. Now, I know people always go back and forth, and this is kind of a very debatable thing. Some people go straight citrulline. Some people go citrulline malate. Was your idea to use one over the other, or what was your decision on that aspect?
Yeah, I mean, from what I've read that L-citrulline is better than with the malate version, so I just went with L-citrulline. I get a lot of my information from the gorilla chemist. I actually met him in graduate school.
Oh, nice.
At the University of Tampa, so I get a lot of info from him. And, the data that I've seen has shown that L-citrulline is the way to go versus the citrulline malate, so.
Gotcha. And you've got a recommended dosage of beta-alanine at 3,200 milligrams. You've got betaine anhydrous at 2,500 milligrams. Tyrosine, which is great, at 1,500, if I'm looking at that right. Agmatine sulfate, great dosage of 1,000. I generally see 500 to maybe 750. And then you have Hydromax as well at 1,000 milligrams.
Yeah, that was a tricky one because Hydromax can make it really clumpy, the powder. So, I wanted to make it a little bit higher of a dosage on that, to be honest. I wanted 2,000, but the manufacturer was like, yeah, it's going to make it really clumpy and the product's just going to all stick together and, you're going to have to use like a knife or something to chop it up to get it to put into your into your water. So yeah, I just went with a little bit lower of a dosage on that just to make it not clumpy, but it's still a good dosage.
So if people buy this, will it be a little? I'm going to say tacky, but not tacky. Will it be a little clumpy or a little sticky or no? Or is that low enough?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Yeah. From what I've seen, it's I have my own bottle of it at home, and it's not clumpy at all. And I've had it open for a while, and it hasn't gotten clumpy at all on me. So
nice. And then you've got beetroot extract at 500 milligrams. Now here's a question, because I've seen people go back and forth. Most people will either use beetroot or betaine, because obviously they're very similar to each other, with betaine being, I think, the active ingredient in beetroot. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
But what made you use both?
Just, I don't know. I know there's a lot of good data on betaine for strength and for the muscle pump, because its main ingredient is beetroot. But I also wanted beetroot in there just by itself because there's good data on it for endurance.
Okay.
And I just wanted to have both in there just to kind of make it even better. So.
Gotcha. No, fair enough. And when it comes to the stimulant, you've got 300 milligrams of caffeine. And I noticed you're actually pulling this from green tea extract and not straight caffeine or straight caffeine anhydrous. What made you go green tea extract?
I just like the feel of it more. I feel like it has less of a crash. I don't have any strong data on that or anything. That's more of an anecdote type thing.
Okay.
I just wanted to go with the natural caffeine over regular just because, I don't know. For me, I just like the feel of it more. So I don't have any good science to back that one up, but I just honestly like the feel of it more.
And I don't know if you can answer this question because I don't know the answer, but is green tea maybe more time released or no? Is it maybe the same punch?
I think so.
Caffeine, yeah?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah, so you get less of a crash.
Good, okay. And then you've got L-theanine at 150, you've got theobromine at 100, and I always draw a mental block. What theobromine is what again?
It's a metabolite of caffeine. It's from the cacao plant.
Okay.
It's like a nootropic.
Yep.
So it gives you some energy without being a stimulant. And it also dilates your blood vessels to give you more of a pump as well.
Okay.
So it does a bunch of different things. It's also a diuretic. Has a small diuretic effect, so it can pull water out of the body. It helps with fat loss and weight reduction. So it does a couple different things.
Okay. And then you got L-norvaline at 75. You've got hegenomine at 50. And I'm not even going to say this right. Theophylline? Am I saying that correctly?
It's theophylline, I believe, is how you pronounce it.
And what is that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one that I've been getting a little bit of flack for. When I kind of want to explain this one a little bit just to get this out there. But so theophylline is technically, the pharmaceutical companies took it and they made a synthetic version of theophylline, and they turned it into a asthma drug. But the other thing is it's a dietary supplement because it's just a metabolite of caffeine. So it is a pharmaceutical drug, the synthetic version is, but the natural version is a dietary supplement. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's a natural metabolite of caffeine in humans, and basically about 4% of the caffeine that you're ingesting from like coffee or whatever is metabolized into theophylline. So
okay.
So yeah.
So it's not a bronchodilator or anything, is it?
It is
Okay.
actually, yeah.
Interesting. And then you've got so isopropyl, and I can the synephrine one. I'll let you say that. And again, I don't know what kind of version that is of synephrine.
Yeah, it's isopropyl norepinephrine, and just an extract. It's another extract of the citrus aurantium, or also known as bitter orange.
Okay.
And there's actually data on it that it's stronger than regular synephrine at burning fat. So I took that one and I made it. I liked it because it's a little bit stronger than synephrine. So.
Gotcha. And then you've got hordenine at 25 milligrams. You've got Panax ginseng at 20 milligrams, and ginseng itself is kind of one of those products that gets a little bit of, maybe I'll use your term, a little bit of flack, where I know it's very polarizing, where it was very popular many years ago, and it's kind of making a little bit of a comeback for energy. But obviously you're using it, so you're positive on the ginseng.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, there's decent data that shows that it can improve fatigue, energy, and motivation. And there's a study. I look at examine.com a lot for some of the data, but there's a study where 40 milligrams was used in a multivitamin, and it definitely increased energy and motivation. So I went on the lower dosage on that, and the manufacturer actually suggested I put it in there. I didn't have that in the original formula.
Okay.
But they suggested that I put it in there, and I just kind of went with it. So.
And then you've got yohimbine at 2 milligrams, and you've got huperzine A at 100 micrograms. So when you were formulating this, I guess how many? Take the flavoring. I'll ask you the flavoring here in a minute. But how many different renditions did you have to do of this formula till you hit it right? Would you say?
Oh man, probably. I went back and forth with the manufacturer 20 times, and it was hard because I wanted to flavor it naturally without any sucralose. Sucralose in a lot, like a big dosage of sucralose messes with my stomach.
Okay.
But like a lower dosage in most pre-workouts is usually okay. So originally I wanted to make this without sucralose, and it was just with all the ingredients, and I mean it's almost 22 grams per serving, which is a lot. With all the different ingredients and the big serving size, it was just really hard to flavor without sucralose. And so the manufacturer sent me a couple different samples, one with sucralose and one without. And the one without, honestly, it didn't really taste like anything. And I was just like, no one's going to want this if it just tastes horrible or doesn't taste like anything. So I went ahead and just went with the one that's flavored with sucralose, which there's nothing wrong with sucralose. And smaller, the dosage is always the poison with that kind of stuff. So small dosage of sucralose just to make it taste somewhat decent is fine in my opinion. So
are you using sucralose and stevia?
No stevia. There's no stevia in this. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So okay. Then you decided on the flavoring. Did you hit fruit? It's fruit punch, correct? That's the flavor that's available.
Yeah.
So did you get that right from the bat, or was there a couple of different flavors you were looking at?
I went right from the bat. I figured that's a pretty common flavor. I wanted kind of something that, because I only wanted to come out with one right away. The goal is to come out with more flavors, obviously. But I just wanted one that's more popular, and I thought fruit punch would be kind of a more popular one that the majority of people would like. So.
Gotcha. And that's always, obviously I don't have a supplement line, and I say this on a lot of my shows, that's probably one of the harder things sometimes, aside from formulation, is deciding what flavor or flavors do you want to come out with. Do you want to play it safe? I want to be respectful here to you, Adam, but do you want to play it safe and go fruit punch, which is generally safe and sales are good, or do you want to go something obscure and different and risk that it might not go off well, like a pineapple mango or something, lemonade fruit punch or something. And it's always a gamble. Yeah. So I know if I were to formulate, that would probably be my hardest thing out of everything, is to figure out what flavor or flavors what I want to do.
Yeah, definitely.
And with the fruit punch, I mean, is it really a fruit punch, or is it kind of a rendition of, kind of trying to mask some of the stuff in here, or?
No, it's pretty true to fruit punch. It's pretty true to that flavor. So.
Gotcha. So obviously you're still new, and so when did you officially drop the product or launch the product?
It was what was it? It was like 2 weeks before Christmas. So, let's just say like December 15th or so.
Okay. So are you able to kind of sell it in the gym that you're in, or is that kind of a no-no?
I haven't crossed that path yet. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. I don't know that the target demographic is really there for the gym that I'm training at. I train a lot of general population people.
Okay.
And I kind of want to target this product towards more of the powerlifters and the bodybuilders.
Okay.
General population people would definitely benefit from this. It's just not my target demographic specifically.
So, Adam, with this product, are you looking, if I look at the ingredients correctly, you're trying to hit all aspects of pump as well as focus as well as stim. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Now,
and I wanted to do that because I wanted to come out with just one product. I know a lot of companies right now are making, the stim product, and then they're coming out with the pump product to add to it. And I just wanted to make an all-in-one pump and stimulant product. So you just only have to buy one. And it's a little bit, it's $49.99, but you're getting that all-in-one pre-workout. You don't have to buy two different products.
Gotcha. And at 300 milligrams of caffeine, what's been the review on that? Because as a society, I think we're going too caffeine heavy. I mean, is that a good dose for people, or have you getting any people saying, well, listen, I want it higher, or anything along those lines?
I haven't had anybody say they want it higher. I have had people that say that they just take half a scoop, and they get along well with half a scoop. But the stim junkies are going to want to take a full scoop, and I mean, my cousin loves DMAA, and obviously it's not in this product, and it's not in products anymore. And he said this is like the best product he's had since DMAA has been taken out of pre-workouts. So,
nice.
Yeah.
It's very interesting when you look at a lot of those designer stimulants. I mean, I'm just a straight caffeine guy, caffeine anhydrous, the green tea, but I know those designer, again, I say designer stimulants in hand quotes, are very popular. I've never been able to use them, but obviously they got their place and people love them.
Yeah.
So now, how are things moving along? Are they kind of as you've expected? Are things a little slow? I mean, I don't know if you've set like goals for yourself on, I want to sell X amount, a week, a month, whatever.
I think they're going well from, not even being open a month. I've already sold probably 30 different ones, and I'm into a store in Oklahoma City already. I'm talking to, it's called Triad FSN, and I know the owners from college, and I was able to get into their store, which is pretty cool. So I'm in there. I'm talking to a store in St. Louis called One Nation Nutrition, trying to get in there. And then one of the big goals is to get in the supplement superstore, which is all around the country, but that'll take some time. And I do know a bunch of the guys that work there, so I'm trying to get them to talk to their higher-ups to see if we can get in there.
Nice.
And then, and then I've had some gyms reach out to me wanting to get the pre-workout into their gym. I think it's been going really well actually so far.
Do you aspire to one day get on Amazon, or is that an afterthought?
Yeah, but Amazon likes to take a lot of your money, so I am going to put it on there, but I'm not going to put a lot of time and effort into marketing it on Amazon. But yeah, I will eventually have it up on Amazon.
It's interesting because I just through friends through secondhand information that it seems that Amazon's making it a lot harder just because my understanding is now you have to pay a fee. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe you have to pay a fee to almost wink open up a storefront on there. And also it just seems like it's becoming harder because I know Amazon is now starting their own private label supplements. So I don't know if they're being smart, trying to alienate the outside brands, or if they just want to play nice and they don't care who's selling what, as long as they're making sales on the site.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had no idea they were coming out with their own products. That's interesting.
Yeah, they've got, I forget, it's got a certain name to it, and I forget what it is, and if I find it, I'll send it to you offline here. But they've got typical a pre-workout. They also have, I believe, a full disclosure protein as well, and I know they're playing a lot in the actual vitamin line. I know they've got their own private labeled vitamins and minerals as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they make so much money. I guess what's a couple of more dollars to them now playing in the supplement pool.
Yeah, exactly.
So Adam, do you have yourself kind of like a business plan in place or something loose where you've got this product? Do you have a timeline where maybe you want to 6 months, a year, want to release another type product?
Yeah, so the goal is to come out with another flavor here sometime within the next few months. Maybe, I want to come out with another flavor, and I'm kind of throwing that question out there on social media, just trying to gather data on what people want.
Okay.
So figuring that out, getting another flavor out, and then I am going to eventually. The goal is to come out with a full line of supplements eventually. I think the next product would probably be an intra-workout.
Okay.
And I would want to come out with something unique that's not just, the simple BCAAs, but something that's, going to hydrate you well during your workouts,
Sure.
And give you a little bit of a boost.
Okay.
So, I think the intra-workout would be the next step, and then from there we'll just kind of see what happens.
Gotcha. And Adam, if you're not comfortable in answering this, please say pass. But again, I'm all about educating people as well, my listeners. When you started the company, and you can just yes or no, was your initial investment over $10,000 or under $10,000? That is.
Oh, it was under. I started lower than that. I started off pretty low just to get a feel for it and everything.
Okay.
So yeah.
And I appreciate that because sometimes people don't understand that there is an investment. I think sometimes people think for $1,000 I can open up a supplement company and get 50 bottles, but that's not always the case, as we know. Obviously, you're living it.
No, yeah, definitely not.
So what advice do you have? I know you're still kind of very new to this, but what advice do you have if someone else wants to open up their supplement line or products? I mean, what have you learned? What have you done wrong? What have you done right, do you think?
Well, make sure that the label is, fully transparent. I wouldn't come out with a product that has proprietary blends. I don't think those are going to sell very well anymore, just because the newer companies are coming out with products that are all fully transparent. And so just make sure the label is great. One thing I don't like about our label is that the green tea extract doesn't say that it's 98% caffeine.
Okay.
So people are confused about that. They think it's just green tea extract, when in reality it's just natural caffeine. So, and then, make sure you have a patent and everything first before you get going. Make sure that you have a good manufacturer that's going to work with you well. Those are all good things to think about. And then make sure that you have a good website ready to go.
Yep.
And make sure you have some investment to do some marketing, because if you just come out with a product and you don't have any money to market it, then you're not going to get it out there. So.
And I think that's where some people fail, is they think, well, I've got 5,000 followers on Instagram, that I'll just plug it to my Instagram network and I'll be a superstar and sell 1,000 bottles a month, but that's not always the case.
Right, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Adam, since you brought up labels earlier, maybe if I can tackle this for a moment, did you design the label, or did you have somebody else design it and you kind of went back and forth with it?
Yeah, the manufacturer had a contract with a company that did label design, and I just went with them, and we went back and forth a couple times just to make the label.
Yep. And to be honest, and this isn't a line of BS, but I like it. Your label is very simple, and I mean that positively. Very simple, just says what it needs. There's no zombies, there's no explosions, and that's what I like. It's just short, sweet, to the point. It's a pre-workout. Here's a company, and hopefully it sits nice when it's in the stores, on store shelves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's a big bottle. I mean, for 25 servings at 22 grams per serving, it's a pretty big bottle for a pre-workout. So
I was just going to ask you that. You're probably almost dabbling into like 2-pound protein jugs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So it is a question too, and you mentioned earlier with transparency. What made you go I guess you explained it, but aren't you afraid being transparent? Did you risk somebody ripping off your label and making a copy?
I'm not worried about that. I mean, I would rather be transparent than make some sort of proprietary blend and make a crappy product. So, I'm not worried about that. If someone wants to copy my product, they'll copy my product, but I didn't even think about that, to be completely honest. I just wanted to make it the best product I could and make sure it doesn't have proprietary blends and make sure people know exactly what's in it and had good dosages for everything. So, yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why, Adam, I respect the heck out of you and your product is it is transparent. That's one of the biggest debates that I have with people on the internet. That there's still a lot of new companies popping up that have one product like yourself so far, and they make it prop blended. And their response is always, well, I don't want anybody to rip me off. And here's where that statement doesn't hold water, and maybe you're aware of this. If a company wants to look at your product and steal your product, they can reverse engineer it. They can take it to a lab. Yes, it might be $1,000 or maybe a little bit more, but they'll reverse engineer it. And the second thing is, if I'm the president of BSN and I see a small company like you that's a month old, you probably don't have a lot of sales yet, you're the least of my worries right now. I'm not going to go after your product and try to steal a prop blend. And again, that's why I respect the heck out of yourself and companies that have transparent labels. And I think as a society, you owe it to yourself to know exactly how much you are putting in your body of certain ingredients.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if I had a proprietary blend and it said theophylline on there and you had no idea what kind of dosage there was, I mean, what if there was, a higher dosage than what there should be, you know what I mean?
Well, exactly. And I actually work for a medical device company now. That's my day profession. And so I know they work a lot with the FDA, and I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I hope one day the FDA down the road makes it a mandate that all companies must have transparent labels. It'll probably be many years because the supplement industry, to a point, is an afterthought unless someone dies. But I'm hoping sooner or later it's a mandate that everybody has to be fully transparent, full disclosure. But I might be making false dreams.
I'd be okay with that for sure.
Yeah. But Adam, I've really enjoyed our conversation. Is there anything else that maybe we haven't discussed that you want to know, let the listeners know as we wind down?
Sure. I mean, you can follow us on Instagram at Get Strong AF Supplements. Facebook page, Get Strong AF Supplements. Website is getstrongafsupplements.com. We post a lot. We have a sponsored athlete, Brian Hartzell, is a beast, power lifter in the USPA. He's going to be one of the top super heavyweight guys here soon. I just posted a video of him deadlifting 765 for a double, and it's cake.
Jeez.
So he's a beast. I'm looking for more power lifters to sponsor, potentially some bodybuilders, but right now I'm looking for, power lifters that are, really strong and good at what they do and like the product and would like to represent us. So, yeah.
So, Adam, is the AF after your name, or let's be honest here, is it as fuck?
It's kind of both.
Okay.
It's play on words. So, yeah, my name's Adam Flesner, so it's actually my powerlifting coach's idea, and Get Strong AF was originally my online coaching name, and then I just turned it into the supplements as well. So it's a play on words for as fuck and then Adam Flesner. So
nice. And once again, the Instagram, is it the same? Get Strong AF, Get Strong Supplements AF on Instagram.
Get Strong AF Supplements, yeah.
And do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah, just Get Strong AF Supplements.
Okay.
On the Facebook page, if you search that, yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, Adam, I really do appreciate your time this morning. It's definitely been a pleasure, and I know myself and the listeners will be following your trajectory and wish you guys all the best.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on.
Adam, thank you so much. And again, listeners, thank you so much once again for starting our 2019 off with a bang. As always, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, as well as Twitter. And again, have yourself a great rest of the week. Thanks so much.